Hey guys, it's me, it's Clint Gray, and I am back. We're back at it again with these videos. I know I've been gone for a while. We gonna turn on the light because it's a little bit. We just gonna do this. I just dropped some stuff, it's okay. Nothing helping. Okay, let's move it. Let's move the video. It's been a while since I recorded, so we all good. We Gucci in the Louis store, man. So anyways, I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. I've been just producing, and actually the video that is supposed to be produced and coming out to you guys here soon is going to be about 3 weeks probably. There's some other videos that my editor, he's not my editor, he's my youth pastor. He has to edit, and my video is just getting pushed back, as well as we need to do some more filming for it to put into, just to put into some parts. It's going to look really nice, it's going to look really awesome. Hope you enjoy. Gonna get that comedy video eventually if somebody gives me footage. At this point, anybody want to give me footage? So hopefully I can get that. So I'm sorry I went away. I kind of had like this hiatus and this just weirdness that was going on. I had to find something because it was bothering me. Anyways. So I had this hiatus, I was working, I was doing some other stuff, and now I need to find myself a real job and some other stuff. But the video should be coming back. So tomorrow I have a video planned out, and I have some other stuff planned out, so I hope you guys will enjoy that. But let's get into the video. Again, I'm going to disclaimer this, I did not want to talk about this issue, I never wanted to even bring it up. But circumstances that are going on in the world, and people not understanding necessarily not only the politics behind it, but not even politics, just... Actually, screw it, it's not even politics, it's just how people feel. Yes, everybody has a right to be heard, and everybody has I believe everybody has a right to have a second chance, and have a special thing, and that's always something that you have. I didn't want to have to talk about this issue, I didn't want to have to talk about this at all, because I don't want to have to bring it up. I don't want to have to talk about it. But now I do. So, thank you. Thank you, Internet. Thank you, people who don't think things through. Thank you, liberals. And yes, I call out liberals. I call out social justice warriors. I call out a bunch of people because I'm not a conservative. I'm not Republican. I'm not liberal, and I'm not Democrat. I am other. I'm in between. So I hate on Republicans as much as I do that. I don't think... There's some things that Republicans just say that doesn't make any bloody sense. Like they say global warming doesn't exist. It's not the case. It exists. It's just... It's natural. It isn't that it doesn't exist. It exists. Trust me, it does. But it's also, we're coming out of our last ice age. So in my way, I kind of think about it and I go, you want to know what? I'm going to trust the geologists. This is their job. They decided to get a boring degree where they study rocks. I'm going to trust them that they know what the heck they're talking about. I don't know. Maybe the person who went to college to study rocks and stuff knows what they're talking about. And the meteorologists and all those people. Maybe they have a freaking clue what they're talking about. And that is the truth. Anyways, let's get into this topic. We're going to be talking about something heated, something that I see everywhere. I see all these kids... They're protesting, and they're going like this. They don't feel safe in their schools anymore because of Florida. Now, I never wanted to talk about Florida. I'm going to tell you this straight up. The only reason I've seen his face is because I watch a lot of political stuff sometimes. Like, I watch Louder with Crowder. All to make, just amazing. Very funny dude. But, and political stuff up, so I have now seen his face. And I wish I never had, because I really didn't want to have him immortalized. I wanted the football coach immortalized. I wanted certain things. I never wanted to have to talk about this. I never wanted to have to talk about the victims in a bad way, even though I viewed them in a bad way. I wanted to block out what happened in Florida and only think about not only the victims who died in this tragedy, but I also wanted to think about the heroes, the football coach, and the teachers that literally risked their lives and opened the door and ended up getting shot. And I wanted to remember them, and that's all I wanted to remember. But now, these Florida kids, and it's not everybody on the Florida shootings. There's a lot of people who are like, well, I want this, I don't want this, I want that, and specifically one girl who seems like she leads the LGBT. She seems like she is the head of a lot of things at that school, maybe. Not hating on LGBT, I think I support other organizations besides the LGBT, but that's beside the point. That's not a fight for today. That's not a fight for today. And honestly, I support lesbian, gay people, and even as a Christian, I do that. Like, I'm Christian, bro. I'm Christian. But I believe we can't hate on those people. It is what it is. It is what it is. I ain't gonna hate on you. If you want to be gay, you're gay. That's what it is. I have a gay friend. He's awesome. I love him to death. He's probably one of my better friends. I love the conversations we have. Him and me probably have the most intellectual conversations out of anybody. That's beside the point. So this girl comes out and she starts talking about how guns are horrible and talking about all these things. Like, well, what's the price of our lives? A lot. Now, calling for the gun restrictions you're talking about, and even then, all these kids that are going out saying, oh, gun control this, protesting outside the courthouses in Indiana and things like that. First of all, Congress isn't going to listen. Second of all, the gun control law that they were proposing is an absolute joke. If you want proper gun control, then you should be telling your senator not to vote for that. It should have never gotten past the committee, but what it is it's an scapegoat for the Congress to make it look like they're doing something when they're doing nothing. They're sitting there looking pretty. It's a joke. If people want it explained to them, hit me up in my DMs on Instagram, hit me up there, but I'm not going to explain it here. I have a limited amount of time. I want to keep these in 10-minute frame. So let me tell you. You guys are asking for certain things that just don't make any sense. Taking away guns won't solve this issue. I know it's a weak argument sometimes, but people say, well, you know, people kill people with cars, or well, you know, they're just going to do it with knives or shovels or something. There's truth to that argument, though. Truth be told, you can look this up. I looked it up. It may not be up anywhere. But the day after Sadie Hook, it was either the day of or the day after. I'm a little fuzzy on details. This guy in China walked into a school and stabbed some kids. So, and in China, they're communists. So you understand that. No freedom whatsoever. They just have, yeah. It's all taken away. No rights. That's what it is. So, I honestly can tell you that it's a bad idea to do anything like Chicago because it doesn't work. People will find guns. And the people that you're taking guns away from, yes, it's a time-old thing. The bad guys are still going to have guns. That's the truth. Bad guys still will have their guns. That's the truth. Bad guys will still have their guns. No matter what, that is what it is. So the other truth is, Republicans aren't going to vote for this because it's not right. Second of all, no Supreme Court justice can honestly completely, fully rebuke the Second Amendment. Even if they're more liberal-tized, or they have no real stance, but there's certain people who view it loosely, and it's not for this. Go to your government teachers. They'll teach you. And if you're not in government yet, there's government teachers that will teach you, or you can ask your social studies teacher. They'll teach you. I'm not going to do that right now. You have to find a bicameral legislature. What if you don't know what a bicameral legislation, so a bicameral bill, basically. I don't know why I said legislation. We already have whatever. Anyways, wrong term. So a bicameral bill basically would mean that Republicans are getting the idea of what they want. They can agree with it. They aren't going to say, I'm really happy with this, but they agree with it, as well as Democrats would agree with it too. Not liberals. It's not liberals and conservatives. It's Republicans and Democrats. They would both agree with it. Now, I'm honestly going to tell you, Florida was the last straw for me. I was a very, very big gun supporter. I say we should always have guns to do this. But I also believe now my thing has changed a little bit. Do I think schools should be armed? Yes. But do I also understand that people are completely terrified of their teachers being armed? I've done presentations on this. I've interviewed people. And you want to know what? I get it. Not always your teachers are the most sane people. I get it. You have some crazy teachers. Some crazy teachers. But that does not mean we can't have non-lethal in school. There are plenty of non-lethal options that we should have in schools. We should have tasers, we should have pepper spray guns, we should have pepper spray, we should have these things, because these are things that aren't going to stop, like, put a shooter down, but they are going to definitely stop him. He may have an AR-15. Guess what? You have a taser. What's going to win? Let me see. If you can get a taser on that boy, have you ever seen the police tase somebody? They go down. And you want to know what they do if they don't go down? They just keep holding down the trigger. And it will keep tasing them. That's a lot of volts. You see, when you get shocked with electricity, your muscles freeze up and you start spasming. So no matter what, if they get that on open skin, we're safe for a time. And if you can keep tasing him, most likely after you tase him for a little bit, he's going to still be shaking. And it's not because he's having a seizure. It's not because he's going to die. It's because his muscles are seized up. So naturally, his hand's shaking. He just can't stop. His muscles are seizing and unseizing really, really fast because they're controlled by electrical impulses. Why don't we have tasers? Pepper spray guns. People who are private investigators use these things. And they're little paintball pellets full of pepper spray. And they hit you in the face. And then pepper spray comes out. And it's really bad. I mean, have you ever been hit with a paintball gun? That stuff hurts. Like, high-powered CO2 paintball gun, that hurts in general. Like, I don't know about all these people who are horrible people who are shooting up schools and stuff like that, which is a horrible thing, and I believe every school should have a resource officer, should have an officer there, should have those officers, because those officers are amazing. I love my school officer. Her name is Officer Lewis. She's amazing. She's beautiful. She's just great. She's great. She's hilarious. She's the best resource officer I think we have ever had at my school, and I love her to death. Like, she's awesome. My favorite person probably at Carroll besides Paige. But that's beside the point. She's just great. She's hilarious to talk to, and she's hilarious to be around, especially when she's talking about her dog. It's funny. But at the same time, we should have these non-lethal options. I mean, if you're getting hit with a paintball, like, full of pepper spray, you're going down. And it's going to be hard to breathe, because pepper spray is very, very strong. Once it's aerosolized and in the air, it's very hard to breathe as much as it is to have it in your eyes. You're coughing, you're hacking, you're not going to be able to do much. So we should have that. But also, here's my thing about gun control. I believe there should be restrictions. What you're calling for, raising the age that you can own a weapon, I'm sorry, I can't support that. I can't. But I can tell you this. Keep the age at 18. You have to get a license to own a car. You have to get a license to own certain handguns. Have a license to own handguns. Have a license to own assault rifles. Not even, actually, most of these are just rifles, by the way. I have this. Guess what? That should be a thing. I'm not saying we make them really expensive. I'm saying you make them $20, $25. One, that's income coming in to the government. Two, we can run a background check on you. We can run these things on you before you get it. No psychovalve is going to be able to tell us anything, so that shouldn't ever be an option for us to use. But we can run a background check and make sure that you're okay. Second of all, as to... So, if you don't know what a suppressor is something that suppresses the sound. And basically, you have to apply with a federal permit to get one of these to the state. So you have to go to the state and be like, hey, this is who I am. They do a background check. They go really in depth. Even in Indiana, where we have very lax gun laws, even in the South, where they do as well, they go very in depth because this is federal mandate. So this is the big old government. They want you to do this. So they have this. We should have that with. I don't believe there should be any more. I don't believe you should have a magazine beyond 30 rounds. I believe 30-round magazines should be held in the same light as a suppressor. First of all, if you only need one 30-round mag. Two, it's a dangerous thing. Three, if you truly want it and you already have a suppressor, you'll probably be able to get the 30-round mag. It's not that bad. You have to pay a little bit of money, maybe take a test. That's great. I believe that when you get a handgun, it should also be mandated that you take a test, especially if you're doing it for home defense. It's included. You get $20. It's a $10 course. They teach you how to defend your house, because there's a lot of homeowners that know how to use a handgun. That's great. But there's also people who don't, and there's a huge statistics of people that if you're using a handgun to defend your house, normally it's used against you, because guess what? The criminal knows how to use the gun better. He's going to get it. He's going to turn it on you and kill you. That's bad. So we want to teach our people how to use it. Three. It's the same. Well, actually, still on two. Bump fires should be held in the same light. Not necessarily taking away all those modifications, but specifically bump fire, which is the thing that makes guns basically semi-full auto, even though they're not technically. you should either get rid of bump fire completely, because I don't see the point of having bump fire, or you should hold it in the same light but have an even stronger restrictions and suppressors and 30 round mags. 3, license it, background check it. And I hate to say this, but also gun shop owners should talk to all their customers, because they don't get a huge amount of customers. There's bigger shops that do, but most of the time they don't. So they should talk to all of their customers, and if they don't feel like it's right, they should be able to refuse a customer. And that's something that really needs to happen. I mean, what do you want? I mean, people are going to be mad at me. LGBT is going to be mad at me. That's refusal of service. And guess what? It's going to be used in a lot of bad ways. But here's what I want to ask you. How much are our students' lives worse? Why can't we have non-lethal in school? Why can't we also have gun shop owners refusing people they don't think are healthy? I'm sorry. I can't support super strict gun laws, but these are the best bicameral bill that you could put together and do something actually right. I believe it all should be a little bit harder to get a gun, and that's why you have the licensing. You have that. So this is what I think, guys. I know this was a little bit of a longer video. I hope you're watching to this point, because I know I rambled a bit, but I hope you enjoyed it. I'll probably make another thing over this, just because it's such a big topic and I don't want to go to 20 minutes. So I'm going to tell you more about this later. I love you guys all so much. You're amazing. You're beautiful. You're far more unique than you know. You're going to do better things than probably I will ever. And that's just the truth. I love you guys so much for all your support. I love you guys for coming back. You're amazing. Don't forget to laugh. Have a good time.